Nolte, editor at Fonz & Porter.
And I'm Colleen Tauke. I'm the sewing specialist at Fonz & Porter. In this tutorial, we will show you how to assemble the blocks for the quilt called Twinkling Stars.
To get the pattern for this quilt, go to fonzandporter.com/quiltingquickly. This is a fun quilt that is just 63 blocks, no borders, no setting, no nothing.
It's easy.
It starts out with pairs of 2.5-inch strips, so you need to make sure you have two of each one of the same fabric, and then a background fabric, which you also cut into 2.5-inch strips. From there, we're going to cut rectangles of each kind of fabric and squares. And so now we're ready to assemble this block.
Yeah. We're going to repeat the same skill over and over, so you're going to get really good at it.
Right. You need to make these 2 units. And the first thing that we're going to do is draw a diagonal line on every single one of these little squares. And I like to do that before I ever start. So once I start sewing, I'm ready to go. So I get all of them drawn, and then we're going to make these 2 units. So you'll take a light square and a print square.
Or print rectangle.
Yeah, a rectangle, yes. And you make sure that you position this with that line going the same way as it is there.
And it seems like, okay, I can't tell what I'm making, but if you just do a quick peek as this peels back, you'll see that these then are going to match.
Right. And
so,
we'll double check that once it's sewed.
So follow, the diagrams are in the patterns for a reason. They're really great visual.
So now you'll do the same thing. So I'm going to have you go ahead and sew that one and this one. You can just chain piece these. If you get them all marked, you could sew every single one of these.
Continuously.
Right.
This is probably the time when you want to listen to some really great music.
It's going to take you a while to do enough for 63 blocks.
Instead of breaking thread, I'm going to just pick up my presser foot, put the next block in there, and just come on to the next piece, just like that. And you could have this big, long clothesline of blocks when you're finished.
Right. So we're trying to make these 2 units.
Short clothesline.
So we're going to just check to make sure.
Let's snip those apart.
All right. So the first thing that I always like to do is fold this back and make sure it looks right.
Yours matches yours and mine matches mine. So we
So
did
we're
sew
good.
them correctly.
Now, and then you're going to just cut this off. I like to use my ruler and rotary cutter because I think it's faster, but you can also just use scissors to do this because you already know that your seam line is in the correct place. So I put the 1/4-inch line along that stitching line, but you wouldn't have to.
And this is where just these little triangles are our waist, so those go away.
Suppose you could save them and do something really tiny later.
Teeny tiny.
So now we're going to press these. I just set my seam and press it toward the triangle. And that one. And same thing with this one.
Part of getting a nice quilt block is to press as you go. You notice you press the seam flat, then opened it up. If you warm up the fibers, they tend to bend easier and nice crisp press.
So now we're ready to join these into units. And what you want to do is take this long side of each one and put them together so the little triangles are in opposite corners.
Yep, exactly.
All right, so what you need, I'm going to get these out of the way. We have some. You'll need 4 of those for each block. And once you've made those, you're going to just lay them out.
This is kind of like shuffling a deck of cards and making sure you twist and turn them just right.
Need to make sure you get them turned the right direction, and you'll have your block. So you would join them into pairs and then join the rows. I would press the seams the opposite direction, so when you join those 2 halves together, they nest really nicely. And you can see the quilt back here. You just join the blocks into rows and join the rows, and your quilt top is done.
It's a great way to use a lot of fun prints. Those strips can be a mix and match. So thanks for joining us today.
To see more of our video tutorials, go to our website.